Welcome. Before we begin, I want you to do something for me, something very simple but very important. Pause whatever you're doing. Yes, pause it. Sit still for just 5 seconds. And breathe. Now ask yourself this question, not casually, not like you're answering a survey, but like you're speaking to your own soul. Am I actually living, or am I just moving through days without meaning? Think about it. How many mornings have you opened your eyes, grabbed your phone, scrolled, and entered the same predictable cycle, without once questioning if this is really the life you want? Maybe you dream of traveling. Maybe you want a business, freedom, confidence, love, money, peace, mastery of English, or simply a life that feels like you're the one steering it instead of life dragging you like a passenger. But wanting isn't the problem. Wanting is easy. Everyone wants. The real question is harsh but necessary. What are you doing today that brings you one step closer to the life you imagine? Not what you wish. Not what you plan. What you actually do. Because if we're honest, most people aren't doing much at all. They're scrolling. They're watching. They're fantasizing. They're waiting for the right time. They're promising themselves a future version of life while wasting the present version of it. If this feels like I'm talking to you, that's because I am. Not to judge you. Not to shame you. But to wake you up. Today, I'm not here to sprinkle motivation like sugar dust. I'm here to speak to the side of you that you've been ignoring, the side that knows you're made for more but has been sleeping for too long. And I promise you this. By the end of this 5-part series, you won't just feel inspired. You'll feel responsible. You'll feel awakened. You'll feel like someone lit a fire inside your chest that refuses to die. So let's begin. Chapter 1. Time, the silent thief you don't even notice. Look at your hands. Imagine every second falling through your fingers like grains of sand, soft, quiet, invisible, but gone forever. You don't get those grains back. You don't get yesterday back. You don't get 5 minutes ago back. Time is not a tool. Time is not an accessory. Time is your life. When you waste time, you're not killing minutes. You're killing opportunities. You're killing potential. You're killing the future version of yourself that could have been extraordinary. But you don't feel the damage immediately. That's the dangerous part. If every time you wasted an hour you lost a year of your life, you'd stop instantly. But time punishes quietly. It steals in silence. You don't realize what's missing until the day you look back and say, "Where did my life go?" So let me ask you something real. What did you do yesterday that truly mattered? What did you do last week that will help you next year? What did you do this month that you'll be proud of when you're old? If the answer is nothing much, then understand this. Your future is being built right now, whether you're building it or not. Something is shaping your destiny today. Either your discipline, or your distractions. Either your focus, or your fear. Either your actions, or your excuses. And you get to choose which one wins. A moment of truth. Take a second and imagine this. You wake up 10 years from now. Same room. Same routine. Same problems. Same frustrations. Same dreams, untouched, unfulfilled, forgotten. How does that feel? Does it scare you? Does it hurt you? Does it make you angry? Good. Use that feeling. Because emotion can be fuel, if you don't run from it. Chapter 2. The mirror no one shows you. Most people never change because they never face the truth. You've been taught to be gentle with yourself. To be patient with yourself. To forgive yourself. Yes, self-compassion is good. But self-honesty is better. Here's the mirror nobody gives you. If you feel stuck, it's not because of your family. It's not because of society. It's not because of your job. It's not because of luck. It's not because of your past. It's because you've allowed your comfort zone to become your prison. People rarely choose unhappiness. They choose comfort, and comfort chooses unhappiness later. You scroll because it's comfortable. You delay because it's comfortable. You repeat old habits because they're comfortable. You avoid risks because that's comfortable. But comfort slowly suffocates ambition. Comfort is a slow death disguised as peace. At the end of your life, the hardest truth to live with won't be failure. It will be wasted potential. So here's a question you need to ask yourself. Is my comfort worth my dreams? Because the cost of comfort is always the same. Your greatness. Chapter 3. Why you don't start. Let's be honest. You know what you want. You know what you should do. You know what steps you need to take. So why haven't you started? Why haven't you improved your English? Why haven't you built your side hustle? Why haven't you worked on your fitness or saved money or created something meaningful? It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're stupid. It's not that you lack talent. It's because you've convinced yourself that there's always later. Later to fix your life. Later to change your habits. Later to take your dreams seriously. Later to chase what you want. But here's the truth that hurts. Later is a lie your weaker self tells you to protect your comfort. Later is the devil of procrastination. Later is the thief of dreams. Later is the graveyard where your goals go to die. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you will wait until the end of your life. The perfect moment is now. The imperfect moment is also now. Because now is the only thing that ever existed. Chapter 4. Fear is not the enemy. People think fear stops them. That's not true. Fear doesn't stop you. Fear warns you. It's supposed to make you stronger, sharper, prepared. But you treat fear like a wall instead of a signal. The real enemy is embarrassment. You're not afraid to try. You're afraid to look foolish while trying. You're not afraid of failure. You're afraid someone will witness your failure. You're not afraid to speak English. You're afraid someone will judge your accent or mistakes. But let me tell you something powerful. Everyone who's great was once terrible. Everyone fluent once mumbled. Everyone confident once shook with fear. Growth requires embarrassment. Progress requires vulnerability. Success requires looking stupid before you look impressive. So if you're scared, good. It means you're standing on the edge of something worth doing. But don't you dare step back. Take a breath. Step forward. Chapter 5. You don't need permission. The world has conditioned you to wait. Wait for approval. Wait for validation. Wait for confidence. Wait for opportunity. Wait for motivation. But tell me honestly, what are you waiting for? Some invisible judge? Some magical sign? Some perfect moment that will never come? Let me tell you the truth right now. You don't need permission to become who you want to be. You just need permission from yourself. Every day you delay your dreams, somebody else is living theirs. Every day you hesitate, somebody else takes action. Every day you wait, somebody else moves forward. So why not you? Why not now? Why not this moment? You are capable of more than you've shown. You have power you haven't used. You have potential you haven't touched. But until you stand up and say, "This is my life and I decide what happens in it," nothing will change. This is the moment you choose yourself. Let me ask you something important. How many times have you watched a motivational video, felt fired up, said, "This time I'm changing," and then, nothing happened? You didn't wake up earlier. You didn't study. You didn't practice English. You didn't start that project. You didn't follow through. Not because you're weak. Not because you're hopeless. Not because you're broken. It's because you're relying on motivation when the only thing that actually creates change is discipline. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is the engine. Motivation makes you start. Discipline makes you finish. Motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. And today I want to teach you something no one else does. Discipline is not something you are born with. Discipline is something you build. Brick by brick. Choice by choice. Battle by battle. And the battlefield is your daily life. Chapter 6. The lie you've been told about discipline. People think discipline is for special humans. They imagine some superhuman who wakes up at 4 a.m. every day, eats perfect meals, works out without missing a day, studies without distraction, speaks confidently, runs businesses, reads books, meditates, never doubts themselves, never gets tired, never loses motivation. That person doesn't exist. Nobody is naturally disciplined. Nobody wakes up every day excited to do hard things. Nobody feels energetic every morning. Do you know the difference between disciplined people and undisciplined people? Disciplined people do it anyway. They feel tired. They do it anyway. They feel scared. They do it anyway. They feel unmotivated. They do it anyway. That's the entire secret. If you can learn to move even when your mind tries to stop you, you win. Chapter 7. Your feelings are not your master. Let me give you a truth that will change your life. Your feelings are liars. They tell you, "I don't feel like it." They tell you, "I'll do it later." They tell you, "I'm too tired." They tell you, "I need a break." They tell you, "I deserve rest." They tell you, "One more video, one more hour, one more day." Your feelings want comfort. Your future wants progress. And every day you must choose between the two. Comfort or growth. Comfort or discipline. Comfort or the life you want. Because you cannot have both. If you only work when it feels good, you will stay exactly where you are. Winners do not ask, "Do I feel like it?" They ask one question. Is this necessary? If the answer is yes, they do it. If they hate it, they still do it. If they're tired, they still do it. If they lack motivation, they still do it. That's discipline. Chapter 8. The lazy version of you. There are two versions of you living inside your mind. One is powerful, hungry, disciplined, focused, ambitious. The other is weak, lazy, scared, distracted, emotional. Every day one version wins. It's not random. It's not luck. It's not personality. It's habit. You have trained one version to be stronger. If you scroll every time you're bored, you have trained the lazy version. If you quit every time it gets uncomfortable, you have trained the lazy version. If you delay tasks because you're tired, you have trained the lazy version. If you only act when you feel motivated, you have trained the lazy version. But imagine this. What happens if every day, even once, you choose the disciplined version? You say, I don't feel like studying, but I'll do 10 minutes. I don't feel like working out, but I'll do 20 push-ups. I don't feel like practicing English, but I'll speak for 5 minutes. I don't want to wake up early, but I'll get up now. One disciplined moment a day creates a new identity, a new pattern, a new version of you. And slowly, brick by brick, you become unstoppable. Chapter 9. Discipline is a muscle. Think about your body. If you lift weights once, nothing happens. If you lift weights consistently, your muscles grow. Discipline works the same way. It grows with repetition. It grows with resistance. It grows with discomfort. If you try to change your entire life overnight, you'll fail. Not because you're weak, because you're human. The real path to discipline is simple. Make one small promise every day. And don't break it. Not 20 promises. Not a full lifestyle makeover. Just one. Here are examples. Heavy checkmark wake up 10 minutes earlier. Heavy checkmark read 2 pages. Heavy checkmark study English for 5 minutes. Heavy checkmark meditate for 3 minutes. Heavy checkmark do 15 push-ups. Heavy checkmark journal 1 sentence. Heavy checkmark clean your desk. Small discipline is still discipline. Small victories create big momentum. People overestimate motivation and underestimate consistency. The truth is, consistency beats intensity. Stop chasing perfection. Start chasing progress. Chapter 10. You owe yourself results. Here's something powerful. You've broken more promises to yourself than to anyone else. You've said, tomorrow, 1,000 times. You've said, I'll start next week. You've said, I'm tired. You've said, I'll try later. And every time you break a promise to yourself, you weaken your identity. Your brain stops believing you. Your confidence drops. Your self-respect disappears. Your dreams feel further away. Your laziness becomes stronger. But here's the miracle. It only takes one kept promise to reverse everything. One day of doing what you said you would do is more powerful than 10 days of motivation. Because when you keep promises to yourself, you rebuild trust. You rebuild respect. You rebuild momentum. You rebuild identity. You start thinking, I did it once. Maybe I can do it again. And then, I can do it again. I can do more. I am capable. I am disciplined. I am powerful. Your actions rewrite who you are. Chapter 11. The discipline formula, simple but brutal. If you want discipline, follow this formula. Step 1. Remove the excuses. I'll do it later. I'm tired. I had a long day. I don't know where to start. All lies. All mental traps. All comfort zone illusions. Step 2. Reduce the task. If you can't do 1 hour, do 10 minutes. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 2 minutes. If you can't do 2 minutes, do 1 minute. 1 minute is infinitely better than 0. Step 3. Do it immediately. Don't count down. Don't wait for energy. Don't wait for courage. Start before your mind stops you. Think later. Move, overthink later. Begin, your brain will catch up. Step 4. Do it again tomorrow. Not perfectly. Not massively. Just again. Consistency builds discipline. Discipline builds identity. Identity builds your entire life. Chapter 12. The future version of you. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. If you start being disciplined today, not perfectly, just consistently, who could you become? Imagine your body. Imagine your mind. Imagine your confidence. Imagine your English skills. Imagine your income. Imagine your habits. Imagine your energy. Imagine your opportunities. Imagine waking up proud instead of guilty. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing someone you respect, someone you're proud of, someone with fire in their eyes, someone who doesn't quit on themselves anymore. That future version of you is waiting, but you will never meet them. If the current version of you keeps choosing comfort, your future self is begging you. Don't waste another day. Don't throw away another chance. Don't let the lazy version of you win again. Chapter 13. The hardest truth about discipline. Let me tell you the truth that most people avoid. Discipline is painful, but regret is deadly. Discipline hurts now. Regret hurts forever. Discipline gives you growth. Regret gives you shame. Discipline gives you power. Regret takes everything away. Discipline builds your future. Regret destroys your past, present, and future. If you avoid the pain of discipline, you will face the pain of regret. And regret is a pain that never leaves. Choose the pain that builds you, not the pain that breaks you. Chapter 14. You can start over today. It doesn't matter how many times you failed. It doesn't matter how many days you wasted. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you are in life. You can start again. You can rebuild. You can grow. You can rise. All you need is one choice. Tomorrow doesn't control me. Yesterday doesn't define me. Today, I take responsibility. Say it. Feel it. Own it. You're not weak. You're not behind. You're not hopeless. You are one decision away from a different life. Your life is shaped more by your inner world than your outer world. People think their problems come from money, family, environment, opportunities, and luck. But the real battlefield is inside their mind. You don't rise because the world lifts you. You rise because your mindset does. You don't fall because life gets harder. You fall because your thoughts become weaker. You don't stay stuck because you lack ability. You stay stuck because you haven't upgraded your identity. And this is where we begin. Chapter 15. Your mind is not just a tool. It's a master programmer. Everything you do, every habit, every fear, every dream, is built from one place. Your internal programming. If your mind believes, I'm not good enough, then you will avoid opportunities. If your mind believes, I'm not disciplined, then you'll quit early. If your mind believes, I'm unlucky, then you'll stop trying. Identity creates behavior. Behavior creates habits. Habits create results. Results create your entire life. Most people try to fix their life by changing their actions. But actions alone are weak if the identity behind them is broken. It's like planting flowers in poisoned soil. Nothing grows for long. To change your life, you must first change who you believe you are. Chapter 16. The Identity Trap, the Silent Killer of Progress. Let me expose one of the most dangerous traps people fall into. They define themselves by their past. I failed before, so I'm not good at this. I always quit, so I must be lazy. I'm shy, so I can't speak confidently. I'm slow at learning, so I'll never be fluent. I have no talent, so I can't succeed. These beliefs become chains. Not real chains. Mental chains. If your past was a bad chapter, why are you still reading it? Your future self is screaming. Turn the page. You are not your mistakes. You are not your weaknesses. You are not the old version of yourself. You're a project, not a finished product. Every day gives you a chance to write a new identity. Chapter 17. The Power of the Question, Who am I becoming? Stop asking yourself, why am I like this? Why can't I do better? Why am I so distracted? Why am I not confident? Those questions keep you stuck. Start asking, who am I becoming? Because the mind follows direction. If you ask, why am I lazy? Your mind finds excuses. But if you ask, who am I becoming today? Your mind looks for growth. You become the person your questions lead you to. Ask powerful questions, and your life becomes powerful. Chapter 18. The Mental Prison of Overthinking. Most people are not tired. They are mentally exhausted from thinking too much. They play imaginary failures in their head. They rehearse embarrassing situations that haven't happened. They worry about what people might think. They imagine the worst-case scenario of everything. They overanalyze every move, every mistake, every step. Overthinking is not intelligence. It's self-sabotage disguised as caution. Let me tell you something raw and honest. You don't lack ability. You lack clarity. Overthinking is what happens when you're afraid to fail. Action kills overthinking. Movement kills fear. Progress kills doubt. The more you do, the less you question yourself. Chapter 19. The Illusion of Ready. One of the biggest mental blocks in life is this lie. I will start when I'm ready. Let me destroy that illusion right now. No one is ready. No one starts with confidence. No one begins with perfect skills. No one knows what they're doing at the beginning. You start scared. You start unsure. You start unprepared. You start messy. You start imperfect. Ready is not a feeling. Ready is a decision. Nobody feels ready before greatness. They feel ready after they survive the early struggle. The version of you that waits for readiness will watch life from the sidelines. The version of you that starts now will create something unforgettable. Chapter 20. External noise versus internal voice. You have two types of voices around you. the noise outside, and the voice inside. The noise outside says, "You're too late. You're too small. You're wasting your time. You won't make it. People like you don't succeed." The voice inside says, "I know there's something more for me. I know I can do better. I know I can break this pattern. I know I can rise." But most people listen to the noise, not the voice. That's how dreams die. Not from failure, from noise. Let me ask you, when was the last time you actually listened to yourself? Not your fear, not society, not your relatives, not your insecurities. You have a voice that knows your path, but you keep turning the volume down. Turn it back up. Chapter 21. You don't need confidence to start. People say things like, "When I'm confident, I'll speak English. When I'm confident, I'll start that business. When I'm confident, I'll make that video. When I'm confident, I'll approach that opportunity." Let me tell you a secret. Confidence is a byproduct of action, not the requirement for it. You don't become confident and then act. You act and confidence begins to grow. Every time you do something you're scared of, your brain says, "Oh, we survived that? Maybe we can do more." Confidence is built, not gifted. It's built through embarrassing moments, wrong steps, shaky voices, awkward conversations, messy attempts, and imperfect beginnings. If you're waiting to feel confident, you will die waiting. Move first. Confidence will follow. Chapter 22. The Mindset of Winners. Do you want to know the difference between people who win and people who wish? It's not talent. It's not intelligence. It's not luck. It's not education. It's not background. It's this mindset. I'm willing to do what most people won't. When others procrastinate, they begin. When others doubt, they try. When others quit, they continue. When others complain, they focus. When others settle, they rise. Winners are not special. They're just willing. They're willing to feel uncomfortable. Willing to sacrifice. Willing to be misunderstood. Willing to fail. Willing to learn. Willing to improve. Willing to rise again. That's the mindset you must build. Chapter 23. I can't versus how can I? There are two types of minds. The closed mind. I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm not like those people. I don't have what it takes. The growth mind. How can I do this? What can I learn from this? What's the first step? Who can I ask? What can I try? The first mind sees obstacles. The second mind sees possibilities. The closed mind protects your ego. The growth mind protects your future. Your future depends on the questions you ask. Stop saying, "I can't." Start asking, "How can I?" Because the moment you switch your thinking, solutions appear. Chapter 24. Your thoughts create your world. Let me prove something. If you think life is against you, you will find evidence to support that. If you think the world is full of opportunities, you will also find evidence for that. If you think you're unlucky, your brain will notice only negative outcomes. If you think you can grow, your brain will find ways to grow. Your thoughts are magnets. Your mind is a filter. Your beliefs are lenses. You see the world, not as it is, but as you are. If you change your thoughts, you change your world. Not instantly, but inevitably. Chapter 25. Pain is fuel. Most people avoid pain like it's poison. But let me tell you something powerful. Pain is your greatest fuel. Pain wakes you up. Pain forces growth. Pain builds resilience. Pain forms identity. Pain creates hunger. Pain sharpens character. Think of the strongest people you admire. Do you know what they all have in common? Not success. Not wealth. Not talent. Pain. They suffered. They broke. They fell. They bled. And then, they rebuilt. Your pain is not your enemy. Your pain is your turning point. Don't run from it. Use it. Let it push you into discipline. Let it push you into purpose. Let it push you into transformation. Let it push you into the life you deserve. Chapter 26. Rewriting the script of your life. Your mind holds the pen. Your daily decisions are the ink. And right now you have the chance to rewrite the scripts that have been controlling your life. I'm inconsistent. Rewrite it. I show up even when it's hard. I'm not confident. Rewrite it. I'm building confidence every day. I'm unlucky. Rewrite it. I create my own opportunities. I always fail. Rewrite it. Every failure is data. I never stop learning. I can't change. Rewrite it. I evolve every day. I am not finished. Your life becomes whatever story you repeat to yourself. Speak the new story. Live the new story. Become the new story. I want you to understand something important. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants progress. Everybody wants discipline. Everybody wants a better life. But desire means nothing without structure. Motivation fades. Willpower weakens. Emotion changes. But a system stays. A habit stays. A routine stays. A structure stays. If you build the right system, you can succeed even on your worst days. So today I'm going to teach you how to construct a life where consistency becomes natural, not forced, not painful, not impossible. Let's begin. Chapter 27. You don't need more motivation. You need structure. Let's be honest. Most people wake up and their day happens to them not because of them. They open their eyes and immediately react. Notifications, messages, social media, distractions, other people's emergencies, random impulses. By the time they try to start their day, they're already mentally exhausted. This is why motivation doesn't work. You can't build a great life on a foundation of random impulses. You need structure. You need rhythm. You need a solid foundation that doesn't collapse as soon as your mood changes. Think about the most successful people you know. Athletes, creators, entrepreneurs, leaders, performers. Do you know what they all have? A daily system. While others rely on motivation, they rely on routine. Motivation is unpredictable. Systems are reliable. Motivation makes you feel ready. Systems make you act even when you're not ready. Motivation disappears. Systems stay. Chapter 28. Your habits are the silent engine of your life. Look at your life today. Your results, your energy, your confidence, your skills, your income, your fitness, all of it is a reflection of one thing. Your habits. Not your talents. Not your dreams. Not your goals. Your habits. If you have great habits, success becomes automatic. If you have weak habits, failure becomes automatic. Your habits define your destiny more than your intentions ever will. Here's the truth. You don't decide your future. You decide your habits. Your habits decide your future. If you change your habits, everything else will change naturally. Chapter 29. The Habit Loop. How to build behaviors that last. Let me break habit building into something simple, clear, and powerful. Every habit has 3 parts. 1. Cue. Something that triggers the habit. Examples: waking up, finishing work, sitting at your desk, feeling stressed, seeing your phone. 2. Behavior. The habits you perform automatically. Scrolling, eating, studying, cleaning, reading, exercising. 3. Reward. How your brain feels afterward. Pleasure, comfort, relief, pride, satisfaction. The problem is, your negative habits have strong cues and strong rewards. Your positive habits have weak cues and delayed rewards. Scrolling gives instant pleasure. Studying gives delayed results. Snacking gives immediate comfort. Working out gives long-term health. This is why most people fail, not because they're undisciplined but because their brain is wired to choose short-term rewards. So how do you fix this? You make your good habits easier, and your bad habits harder. That's the formula. Chapter 30. Make it hard to fail. People think success is about making things easier, but real success comes from making the wrong things harder. If you want to stop wasting time on your phone, make it inconvenient. Put it in another room. Turn off notifications. Use website blockers. Set screen limits. Log out of social media. If you want to eat healthier, make junk food harder to reach. Don't keep it at home. Don't shop hungry. Put healthy food in visible places. If you want to study more, make the setup easy. Keep books on your desk. Keep your study space clean. Prepare materials in advance. If you want to practice English daily, make it simple. Speak for 2 minutes. Record a small clip. Read 1 paragraph aloud. Success becomes easy when failure becomes uncomfortable. Chapter 31. The 2-minute rule, the most powerful habit tool ever. People fail because they try to change everything at once. They start huge routines. 2 hours of studying, 90 minutes of exercise, 50 new habits, a full transformation. Within a week they quit. What? Because your brain hates big changes. Let me introduce a simple rule that changes everything. White medium star the 2-minute rule. Any habit you want to build should take less than 2 minutes to start. Want to read every day? Read 1 page. Want to meditate? Sit still for 2 minutes. Want to practice English? Speak for 120 seconds. Want to exercise? Do 10 push-ups. This sounds too easy, but that's the point. Because once you start, you continue. Starting is the hardest part. Once you start, your brain says, Well, since I'm already doing it, I might as well keep going. The 2-minute rule removes the mental resistance. It builds consistency. It creates identity. It builds momentum. It makes habits automatic. Small beginnings lead to massive transformation. Chapter 32, Focus. The art of removing everything that doesn't matter. Let me tell you something that will shock you. Most people are not failing because they lack skill. They're failing because they lack focus. They're overwhelmed. They're overstimulated. They're distracted. They're drowning in digital noise. Let me ask you, how can you build a powerful life if your attention is scattered every 30 seconds? Success requires depth. Depth requires focus. Focus requires elimination. Here's a truth you must accept. If everything is important, nothing is important. To gain focus, you must subtract. Less noise, less clutter, less scrolling, less multitasking, less chaos, less distraction. Inner peace is not found. It is built by removing what destroys it. Chapter 33, The Focus Protocol. Here is a system you can use starting today. White Medium Star Step 1. Choose one task that matters today. Not 10. Not 5. 1. Your entire day becomes easier when you ask, what is the one thing that would make today a win? White Medium Star Step 2. The 25-minute deep focus block. Set a timer. Work without distraction for exactly 25 minutes. This trains your mind like a muscle. White Medium Star Step 3. 5-minute reset. Stretch. Move. Breathe. Don't touch your phone. White Medium Star Step 4. Repeat 3 times. Within 90 minutes, you'll get more done than most do in a full day. Focus is not talent. It is trained attention. Chapter 34. The Power of Environment. Discipline is not just about willpower. It's about environment. Your environment shapes your habits more than motivation ever will. If your room is messy, your mind will feel messy. If your workspace is cluttered, your focus will be scattered. If your phone is always within reach, your attention will always be divided. If the people around you are negative, your mindset will collapse. So ask yourself, is your environment helping you or hurting you? Change your environment, and your habits will follow. Move your phone away. Clean your desk. Make your room inspiring. Surround yourself with driven people. Spend time in spaces that elevate you. Your environment must reflect your goals, not your weaknesses. Chapter 35, Momentum. The force that makes success easy. Most people fail not because they can't start, but because they can't keep going. Momentum is the solution. Momentum is what turns discipline into instinct. What turns effort into ease. What turns habits into identity. Momentum is built through small wins, daily actions, tiny commitments, consistent effort. You don't need to make huge progress daily. You just need to avoid stopping. Success is not a sprint. Success is not a marathon. Success is a rhythm. It's not about intensity. It's about continuity. Even if you move 1% a day, you will transform your entire life. Chapter 36. The Breakdown of Failure and Why It's Not What You Think. Here's the myth. People fail because they didn't try hard enough. Wrong. Most people fail because they tried too hard at the beginning. They set goals too big. They burned out. They quit because they felt overwhelmed. Success doesn't collapse because of lack of effort. It collapses because the structure was weak. So here's the truth. You don't need to be stronger. You need a better system. A system that supports you on good days and bad days. A system that survives fatigue. A system that doesn't break every time you feel low. This is how unstoppable people are made. Chapter 37, Routine, the Skeleton of Your Life. Let me tell you something that sounds simple, but will change your life forever. Your routine is your destiny. If your routine is weak, your life will be weak. If your routine is strong, your life will be strong. Greatness doesn't come from big moments. It comes from small routines repeated consistently. Here's a routine that works for anyone. White Medium Star Morning. Drink water. Move for 5 to 10 minutes. Plan your one important task. Read or listen to something inspiring. Avoid your phone for at least 20 minutes. White Medium Star Midday. One deep focus session. One short break away from screens. One act that builds your goal, study, create, practice. White Medium Star Evening. Clean your environment. Reflect on your day. Prepare tomorrow's top task. Light stretching or quiet time. Sleep with intention. You don't need perfection. You need rhythm. Chapter 38. You are one habit away from a different life. Imagine this. 1 year from now, you're more confident, more focused, more fluent, more disciplined, more powerful, more successful, more aligned with your purpose. People ask you, what changed? And you smile because you know the truth. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't luck. It wasn't a big breakthrough. It was a system, a structure, a rhythm, a habit, a decision. Your life doesn't change in one moment. It changes when one habit becomes your new normal. I want you to pause for a moment and remember something. You didn't come this far by accident. Something inside you pushed you here. Something inside you wants more. Something inside you refuses to settle. Something inside you is ready to rise. That something is your purpose. And part 5 is where we bring everything together. Your time, your discipline, your mindset, and your habits. And transform them into a life mission. Let's begin. Chapter 39, Purpose, the fire that doesn't burn out. Let me tell you one of the most important truths you will ever hear. Motivation is weak. Discipline is powerful. But purpose is unstoppable. Motivation comes from outside. Discipline comes from habit. Purpose comes from your soul. Purpose is the feeling that your life is meant for more. That you are not here by chance. That your existence has meaning. That your pain has a purpose. That your struggles are shaping you. That your story is not finished. Purpose is what keeps you going. When discipline breaks and motivation disappears. People don't quit because things are hard. People quit because they forget why they started. Your purpose is the reminder. It whispers, you're not done. You're not finished. You're built for this. You were made to rise. Chapter 40, The life you want is not random. Let's clear something up. Your dream life is not fantasy. It's not accidental. It's not unrealistic. It's not impossible. Your dream life is a blueprint. It's your mind showing you a preview of what's possible. The fact you can imagine that life means it exists in potential form. You're not dreaming randomly. You're dreaming because something deep inside you knows. You're capable of more. Think about it. If you were meant to stay average, you would feel comfortable right now. You wouldn't be searching for more. You wouldn't be reading this. You wouldn't feel restless. You wouldn't feel hungry. That hunger is proof. Proof that there is a higher level of you waiting to be unlocked. Chapter 41, Your dark moments built you. Let's talk about your struggles, your heartbreak, your past failures, your disappointments, your loneliness, your doubts, your pain. You carry scars that nobody sees. You've survived things you never talk about. You've been through nights when you thought you were done. You've been betrayed, ignored, misunderstood, underestimated. And yet, you're still here. Stronger than before. Smarter than before. Sharper than before. More aware than before. Your pain did not break you. It sculpted you. Every dark moment added something to your character. Strength, resilience, patience, empathy, wisdom, fire. You didn't survive by luck. You survived because there's something powerful inside you. A resilience that refuses to die. Your pain wasn't a punishment. It was preparation. It built the version of you that is ready to rise now. Chapter 42, The enemy within and how you defeat it. Let's be honest. The biggest enemy in your life is not other people. It's not your circumstances. It's not your environment. It's the version of you that wants to stay the same. The version that says, let's relax. We can do it later. It's too hard. What if we fail? What will people think? I'm tired. I'm scared. That voice is not you. That voice is the old identity. The one you're outgrowing. The new you must look at that voice and say, I hear you, but I'm moving anyway. Because the truth is, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is moving even while fear screams inside you. Every time you choose action over fear, the old version of you gets weaker. Every time you choose discipline, your identity changes. Every time you choose purpose, your future shifts. You defeat your inner enemy by feeding the warrior inside you. Chapter 43, The Warrior Mindset. Let's talk about something powerful. Inside every person there is a warrior, a fighter, a force of nature. But not everyone wakes that warrior up. Some people let life dim their fire. Some people lose themselves in distractions. Some people drown in comfort. Some people silence their inner power. But not you. You felt it. The fire. The hunger. The ambition. The calling. The restless energy inside your chest. That whispers, you're meant for more. You're meant to rise. You're meant to create. You're meant to inspire. You're meant to fight for the life you want. The warrior mindset is simple. You don't stop because you're tired. You stop when the work is done. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You move in imperfect ones. You don't fear failure. You use failure. You don't surrender to fear. You walk through it. The warrior inside you is awake now. And once awakened, it does not go back to sleep. Chapter 44. Your future is watching you. Imagine this. You 1 year from now. Stronger, wiser, disciplined, confident, focused, successful. That future version of you is watching you today. Watching your habits. Watching your decisions. Watching your discipline. Watching your effort. And they are silently asking, are you moving toward me? Or away from me? Every small choice brings you closer. Or pushes you further. Every time you say later, the future you becomes a stranger. Every time you say now, the future you steps closer. Your future self is depending on you. Don't let them down. Chapter 45. You are capable of a life people won't believe. Let me tell you something. And I want you to take this into your heart. You are capable of a life that people won't believe. A life that shocks the people who doubted you. A life that inspires the people who love you. A life that makes your younger self proud. A life that makes your older self grateful. But that life requires something from you. Commitment, consistency, courage, vision, work, growth, focus, purpose. This life is not for the weak, not for the lazy, not for the excuse makers, not for the comfort addicts. It's for people who rise, even when they're tired, even when they're scared, even when they're uncertain, even when they're alone. It's for people like you, the ones who refuse to quit, because something inside them knows they're meant for greatness. Chapter 46. The world won't wait. Neither should you. Time is running. Life is moving. The clock is ticking. Your dreams don't pause. Your potential doesn't pause. Your opportunities don't pause. And life will not wait for you to feel ready. You cannot keep putting your life on hold while the world keeps spinning. You cannot keep waiting for someday, because someday is not a day on the calendar. Someday is code for never. Today is the only day that matters. Today is the only day you can control. Today is the only day you can change. So ask yourself, if not today, then when? If not you, then who? If not now, then what are you waiting for? Life is not a rehearsal. This is the show. Chapter 47. The final shift. Becoming the person your life needs. Here's the moment where everything changes. Not when you watch another video. Not when you read another quote. Not when you wait for motivation. Everything changes when you make one decision. I will become the person my dream life requires. Your dream life has a version of you attached to it. That version is disciplined. That version is focused. That version is confident. That version is intentional. That version is consistent. That version is powerful. That version is committed. You don't get the dream without becoming the version of you who can handle it. So today, right now, you choose. Do you stay the same? Or do you rise into the person you were always capable of being? Chapter 48. The message you needed to hear. Let me speak directly to you now. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not hopeless. You are not destined for an average life. You are early in your story. You are learning. You are growing. You are evolving. You are rebuilding. You are preparing. You are becoming. And you are stronger than you think. Your future is not determined by your past. It's determined by what you do today. Your time is not gone. It's beginning now. Your purpose is not lost. It's awakening now. Your power is not missing. It's rising now. This is your moment. Your chapter. Your turning point. Your beginning. Your rise. Chapter 49. Stand up and walk forward. If you're listening to this right now, I want you to do something. Sit up straight. Lift your head. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart. That heartbeat is not an accident. It is a reminder that you are still alive, a reminder that you have potential, a reminder that your story is not finished, a reminder that you have more to give, a reminder that you have something inside you that the world hasn't seen yet. Stand up mentally, stand up emotionally, stand up spiritually, then walk. Not perfectly, not confidently, just walk. The strength will come, the clarity will come, the opportunities will come, the results will come. But only if you move. Chapter 50. The final words you need to carry with you. So here we are. The end of part 5. The end of the 10,000 word journey. But the beginning of your real life. Carry these truths with you. You are stronger than your excuses. You are bigger than your fears. You are greater than your past. You are worthy of your dreams. You are capable of transformation. You are responsible for your destiny. You are the author of your story. You are the warrior of your future. This is your one life, your one chance, your one story, your one journey. Don't waste it. Don't wait. Don't hold back. Go become the person you were born to be. And when people look at you one day and ask, "How did you do it?" you will smile and say, "I stopped waiting for life to change, and I changed myself."